now to dive into the ads. Intent is a leading authority on marketing, social media and branding. Jamie Turner. I guess the point of marketing is to generate a conversation, create buzz. Here we are talking about it on CNN International, so it works to that level. Does the message work, do you think?
First of all, you're absolutely right. The job of a marketer is to break through the clutter. We get 20,000 different messages any given day. As marketers, we're always trying to break through and say something that is not only loud but also relevant. And the question about Gillette is, did they say something that resonates with people, or did they say something that actually pushes people away? The judgment is still out on that. Personally, I think you've got two choices as a brand. You can hitch a ride with a movement, or you can stand for something. Colin Kaepernick with Nike stood for something. Pepsi with Kylie Jenner probably kind of tried to hitch a ride. So it's that question of where does this fall? I think it actually falls on the side of them standing for something.
This one does. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, on YouTube, and that's where people can go and have a look at it too. I think it's got now, it's up to nearly 6.5 million views. But 440,000 dislikes. I mean, one tweet I read said, insulting most of your own customers by insinuating they're all would-be sexual abusers and creeps has to be one of the most original marketing campaigns in decades. That is the risk, that you will alienate a section. 440,000 out of 6.5 million. It's not a majority, but there's pushback.
There is pushback, and a lot of times that happens. You'll remember when the Colin Kaepernick thing happened with Nike. Originally, there was pushback. Ultimately, what ended up happening is people stood behind Nike. They said, this is what the brand stands for. So the question really is this something that the brand stands for, the Gillette brand, and can they expand on that? One of the things that you might also consider is not only are they breaking through the clutter, they may also be appealing to a broader market. Traditionally, men have bought Gillette razors. Now we're talking about women all of a sudden having a positive impression of the brand. That can't hurt the brand at all.
That's interesting. And the Pepsi ad too, if people remember, was Jenna got involved in the whole police versus African Americans and things like that, and it just looked lame. And people hated it, didn't they? I mean,
they really did. They looked lame, and the bottom line is it looked like they were hitching a ride on a cultural movement instead of standing for something. And you could argue that Gillette is trying to stand for something here.
As a marketer, how Procter & Gamble's a very conservative company, by the way. For them to do this, I mean, somebody like you went in there and said, hey, and convinced them. How risky is it for a company to take on a cause?
P&G always does a lot of research behind what they do, so they probably took a look at everything and said, we're taking a calculated risk here. It's a little bit like the stock market. Sometimes if you take a risk, you can have a big win, and I think that's what's going to end up happening here for Gillette and P&G.
Fascinating. Jamie, thanks for coming in.
Great to see you.
Jamie Turner.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.